the 2K Sports pregame show.
We hope you are wearing green, something green at least out there tonight. Happy St. Patrick's Day from all of us at 2K Sports with Shaquille O'Neal. Do you have a St. Patrick's Day, like an Irish accent that you can give us?
Shiver me timbers, NBA 2K fans.
Shiver me timbers.
Shiver me timbers.
Yes,
that's supposed to be Happy St. Patrick's Day?
That's Irish.
Jeez Louise, sorry I asked. I'm Ernie Johnson. Tonight, it'll be the Dallas Mavericks up against the Nets in Brooklyn. And Brooklyn finding themselves in a slide recently. It's official, they will not be taking part in the postseason, so they've got nothing left to play for except pride and the chance to throw a wrench in somebody else's playoff plans. And here we are late in the season. Shaq, for the teams at the very bottom of the standings, there can be a tendency to give up on yourself and a desire to dial things back, I guess. Pack it in. This happens, doesn't it?
Yeah, it happens, but no great coach would stand for that. No, we're great players. You just got to, dig yourself out the hole, Ernie. You got to keep fighting. You know what they should do?
What's that?
Go watch Hoosiers. Ooh. The Gene Hackman speech should get them going.
Okay, you think that would work on an NBA player?
I think it would. Picket fence, baby, picket fence.
Sometimes you just can't give that all-out intensity because you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. You can only see the light right in front of your face.
Yeah.
And, you got to give those bench guys some more minutes at this time.
Let's send it down to Kevin Harlan.
You're wearing the green today on this special presentation of the NBA on St. Patrick's Day. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony as well as Doris Burke. And we've got David Aldridge on the sideline. Welcome to Brooklyn, New York. The Nets playing host at Barclays Center as they look for a win at home. They're pretty rattled right now after a road trip in which they did not win a game. Now they hope to get back on track here at home.
Kev, sometimes just being at home, it allows you to exhale, to kind of refocus when things aren't going well. And there's something about being in your own building, having your fans supporting you that just kind of gives you that little extra adrenaline rush that can turn around poor play.
Gotta love Nowitzki setting his guys up with perfect passes.
Dirk Nowitzki once again, Doris, giving a hometown discount to the Dallas Mavericks. He goes from $25 million a season to $5 million a year.
All right, Kev, to give the Mavs a chance to attract other players, you've got to admire that.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. On the court for the Mavericks. Barnes at the 3 with Dirk at the 4. Farrell is out there with Smith. And it's Powell in at the 5, down low. That's good from Barnes. And the trust to Doris and the commitment between Nowitzki and the Mavericks is so great to see.
It is, Kev. As you know, it's so rare to see a player stay their entire career with one organization. So in 2011, they win the championship. What a terrific career for Dirk Nowitzki, and what a run for he and the Mavs.
Barnes hits them both.
And Harrison Barnes, just a tremendous athlete at that small forward position. I think his strength enables him to guard up and hold his own against power forwards, and coaches love that versatility.
Allen, that's good.
The initial miss was the best thing that could have happened to them. He was in absolutely perfect position for the putback.
Oh, and the dunk by Barnes.
Wow, what a creative display by Harrison Barnes. In your face, take that.
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. Excellent work by the talented people in our production truck as well. Now here's Carroll. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against Philadelphia. Passed to Dinwiddie. Lock at 6. Here's Russell. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks. And Greg, you look at the versatility of Barnes. He can defend, I think, 3 positions.
And that's what the league is all about now. Switching on picks, much more popular. And with an all-around solid defender like Barnes, it doesn't uncover mismatches.
The Mavericks shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
And taking a look at the numbers on the season, they've converted about 77% of those foul shots.
And he knocks down the first one. And the Nets throwing big money at restricted free agents in recent years, trying to add talent any way they can.
Well, and sometimes being willing to overpay if they have to. With no high draft picks walking through that door, they've got to exploit every opportunity to improve this roster.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. Brooklyn with the ball. 6-point game. Coming off that loss against Philadelphia.
Yeah, just a tremendous effort on their part. They competed hard, but just couldn't get over the hump.
Nothing disappointing for sure. They were right there, and it's always difficult to lose those nip-and-tuck games.
The offense is running well, but more importantly, they're taking the shots they know they can make.
Well, they haven't had to force anything. They're simply moving the ball and working for the best available shot.
Now the Mavericks with it. They've gone on a 10-2 run, not allowing much. The second effort, and he lays it up and in. Barnes has got 10.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Crab, good.
And how about the unselfishness of Carroll? You know, he's not hunting shots, just making winning plays.
And it's out of bounds. The Nets will take it the other way. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Kenny Atkinson and I got a chance to talk for just a bit. They have won their one matchup against this team so far. He said the first order of business was for them to score against a very tough shot-blocking team inside. He said in a game like this, you can't turn down perimeter looks. They could be the key to victory. We'll see if he's right, Kevin.
That's great, David. Thanks. For the kind of tough D they're facing today, he's hoping they can get off to a quick start.
And it's essential. When you're facing a strong defensive team, the last thing you can afford to do is fall behind early.
Agreed, Greg, because you're not going to mount a comeback against these guys. A strong first half is absolutely essential if they're going to win this thing. I think, you look back on some of the point guards who have become head coaches in the NBA. Kenny Atkinson of the Nets, one of those guys, led the University of Richmond to the Sweet 16 back in 1988.
And looking back at last season, here's a look at the 3-point and 2-point shot attempt averages for Dallas.
And the 3-point shot was a huge part of their game plan. When it was falling, it made them very hard to defend. Opponents were stretched out all over the place.
Nets have gone just 2 of 7 so far. A little bit of a slow start for them. And Coach Atkinson never played in the NBA, but a long professional playing career.
Well, he played for over a decade in Europe. And certainly, Kev, there's more than one way to succeed in basketball. And now he's gaining a reputation as being a solid NBA coach early in his career. I can't wait to see what's next.
And again, no good by Brooklyn. Mavericks leading by 10. And it's Nowitzki penetrating. Here's Powell. Lays it up off the glass.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
And for Brooklyn, they're shooting a mere 25% from the floor in this first quarter. Dinwiddie dishes to Allen. Over to the wing. There's Russell with the three. A three-pointer is right on target. Russell's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Here's Farrell. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Russell left side. Shoots the three. Allen kicks to Dinwiddie. It's hauled in by Nowitzki.
You know, he's working on his inside game, but clearly there's still a little more work to do.
Lays it up and banks it in.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn. Well, Dirk Nowitzki may be in his final season, but Doris, as long as he's healthy, he could keep playing for years.
Well, no doubt. You know, he's got size and shooting touch, two things you do not lose with age. As Dirk said, listen, it's pretty clear that my game is not based on athleticism. And so that enables him to play at a high level even as he approaches the ripe old age of 40.
Well, I mean, he needs to talk to his guys. The interior defense has been horrific.
Absolutely no rim protection whatsoever. At this point, the other team is walking all over them on the inside.
We've got a moment now to go to a rookie watch and find out who among the NBA's freshman class have been the hottest shooters. It's Carroll on the wing. And again, it's the Nets missing. Now the Mavericks with it. They're on a 20-7 run from the baseline. And that one goes long.
Well, it's not the defense that caused that miss. That one's all on him.
Over to the left wing. Dinwiddie passes to Carroll. That one goes in.
Well, this score is all about DeMarre Carroll getting himself good post position. If you allow him that deep, turn the lights out, Kevin. Well, don't you love the nickname, the Junkyard Dog, DeMarre Carroll? This guy has established himself over the last handful of seasons as a starting caliber forward.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And Carroll slowed somewhat by knee surgery a couple seasons ago.
Yeah, I think he's trying to make his way back into form. One of those tone setter guys. You know the effort will be there every time he takes the floor.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Right side, Russell. It's taken away by Smith. Now the Mavericks moving it up. Here's Barnes.
Wow, get out of the way.
And guys, they've come out and established a rhythm. And also their play calling has been on point.
Yeah, I think that's exactly how they built this lead. They played as one, shared the basketball, running their offense to perfection.
And Carroll gets it to go.
Now, DeMarre Carroll gives the defense no time to react on that. Not looking to pass or put it on the deck, just score it.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
Nets trail by 13. Dinwiddie kicks to Carroll. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Carroll's got a couple of threes now in the first for Brooklyn. Powell with it, and Allen picks him up defensively. He gets it in there. Nowitzki's got his second basket.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
Outside, Russell kicks it to Dinwiddie. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target. And Nowitzki with the stuff.
Don't sleep on Dirk in transition. Gets out on the break and finishes well.
Here's Dinwiddie, covered by Smith. Carroll, no one around him. Misses the three.
Oh, man, you know he'd love to have that one over.
Nowitzki kicks to Powell. Here's Farrell, and Allen with the block. And they'll keep possession. Nets trail by 14. Outside, Russell. Allen, right side, unloads from 13. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
And just showing great vision there. Russell surveys the floor and whips it to the open man. And really focused on establishing dominance down low. And, guys, it's working.
Oh, no doubt. I think they've controlled the paint. They've used their size and strength to get off any shot they want.
And the dunk by Barnes.
Yeah, just take the hit, maintain your focus. Nice scoring finish by Barnes.
Net shooting 39% in the early minutes of this game. Dinwiddie kicks to Russell. Crabbe in the corner. That's tipped. It's stolen by Smith. Here's Nowitzki. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. And that's now 8 points for Nowitzki.
And we're seeing some great ball movement out of this group, guys.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn. And as the Mavericks look to rebuild, Doris, what do you see as their areas of need?
Well, certainly an injection of athleticism might really trigger some things, because if you look back on 2017, they were last in the league in blocks, fast break points, points in the paint, and free throws attempted. A lot of those stats correlate with athleticism, so I think they need more of that.
Doris, there are always rumblings about teams and players who don't like what the press is writing about them, trying to ban certain media members from the locker room. What's the danger, you think, in doing that?
To me, any credentialed media should never be banned from a locker room, from an opportunity to bring their fans closer to the sport, simply because you object either about the content of the coverage or the amount of coverage does not exclude a media member from the locker room. I think it's a very dangerous precedent, Kev.
Good point. So for the Nets, Hollis Jefferson's checked in for Crabbe, and it's LeVert in for Spencer Dinwiddie. Then for the Mavericks, Noel's checked in for Dwight Powell. McDermott comes in for Dirk Nowitzki. And Barea subbed in for Yogi Ferrell. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. It's going to be on Dennis Smith.
And another thing you like about Russell, just good size at that lead guard position, and makes him a handful to defend inside.
And the first one at the line is good. And for D'Angelo Russell, the former number 2 overall pick in 2015 out of Ohio State. Greg, in your opinion, what makes him so special as a prospect?
I think it's all about his skill level. I mean, the league loves players who can handle, pass, and shoot. And he can do all 3 at an elite level. And he's not just a stationary shooter. He can hit pull-ups, a very good in-between game as well. Let's just see if he can continue his maturation process.
Well, that's definite contact on that drive. Barnes with the wiry strength to play through it.
Nets trail by 19. Dishes to Carroll. And again, no good by Brooklyn.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Well, you don't get much more wide open inside the arc. He simply got to make that shot.
Hollis Jefferson passes to Allen. Over McDermott. That's short off the rim. Mavericks leading by 19. Barnes with it. He's picked up by Russell. And Harrison Barnes again. Barnes has got 20.
Oh, they own the interior right now. 10 straight points coming from inside.
Russell dishes to Carroll, and he gets it to go.
He has certainly done his part this period. Just needs to get a little more help from his teammates.
I don't know if you can do it any better on both ends than they have tonight.
I don't think you can ask for anything more, Greg. What a wonderful job establishing a lead early in this one.
Pass to Hollis Jefferson. McDermott with the double team. Down it goes, his third basket. He's now 3 for 4. Dallas with the ball. They have a 19. Oh!
Goodness.
Wow.
Wow. What a remarkable vertical. Nerlens Noel demonstrating what a sensational athlete he is.
And stolen by Noel. Here's Smith. Drops in the breakaway layup. Smith's got 6.
And when you can outscore your opponent in transition, that's always going to work to your advantage.
Well, typically speaking, transition points are high percentage looks. Get out and go, that's their philosophy.
Allen. He doesn't hit that one. So the Mavericks will take it the other way. Last time they met was in Dallas.
Yeah, and their last time playing against this club, they fell short. A lot of cheap fouls really plagued their starting unit.
You know, you try to establish consistent substitution patterns. It helps you stay in a rhythm, and they had to go to their bench much too early.
Here's the screen. Bangs home the trifecta. 14 points for him.
Boy, the score would look a lot different if his teammates could have had the kind of night he's had.
Really like that work there in the paint. He has really established a low post presence.
Now, here is Russell. 8 points his last outing. Noel against Allen. And Noel with the basket on the assist by Barnes. And that's now 6 points for Nerlens Noel. Russell kicks to Allen, and Allen slams it in.
Put a little extra on that one, fellas. Nobody's stopping that.
Not when he comes in there with that tomahawk. That's just too much force. It's the Nets now. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. And he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
Well, to me, this is what Hollis Jefferson does very well. This guy, a phenomenal dunker with the ups he has.
Noel, solid play in the low block, and that one's good.
In such a rhythm right now. Feathery touch. He's lighting them up.
Allen, a screen on Smith. There's a screen to the inside. Allen, that's good. Allen's got 10.
Great quarter for him at the offensive end, trying to will his team back in the game.
Oh!
And that's an example of his athleticism, right? Nerlens Noel, the ability to leap up and ram it home.
The Nets shooting 45% from the field early. They get a hand on it. For the finish, and slam dunk by Noel.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, and he was so quick to break on that one. A good sign that he read the play.
Okafor is checked in for the Nets. Harris comes in for Damari Carroll, and Dallas also making a switch. Measury, he's checked in for Barnes. And the Mavericks call time here. Smith against Russell. To the paint. And it's blocked. And here we go. The Mavericks on a fast break. Here's Mesri. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two. That's on D'Angelo Russell. The Mavericks have looked good at the line tonight. They're perfect in 4 attempts.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
The first free throw is good. So he picks up just 1 from the line that time. Shot and game clock separated by 5. And for Brooklyn, they're shooting 43% since taking the floor today. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Russell.
One of those nights where the wheels come off, nerves seem to be playing a factor.
Smith against Russell. From 8. Rebounded by the Nets.
Well, I wouldn't say the D was exceptional, but it certainly was enough to bother him.
The pass to Okafor. 4 seconds left. And Russell with the lay-in. Russell's got 6 points.
And sliding inside, under control, Russell still just scratching the surface of his full potential.
Harrison Barnes getting it done for Dallas. What an amazing quarter. There was absolutely no stopping him. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute.
Everybody, just cool it. This song is dedicated to the one and only. Never be another. He was my brother. Trouble T. Roy. It's like that, y'all.
And welcome back as we continue our St. Patty's Day broadcast. And a comfortable margin for the Mavericks here, guys.
In that opening quarter, I don't know that you could ask for much more.
They've been simply outstanding, Greg, and let's see if they can build off this early lead.
And for Brooklyn, they're shooting well. They're at 45%.
And, of course, for the Nets, I mean, they won't control their own first-round pick until 2019. There's going to be some losing along the way with not much reward.
Russell and LeVert in the backcourt. Hollis Jefferson is out there with Harris, and it's Okafor in at the 5 spot. That's the Nets 5 as we get into the second quarter. Okafor sets the pick for Russell, and stolen by Noel. Smith for 3. The shot, no good. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it. And Greg, the Nets trading away the better part of a decade worth of draft picks when they went all in back in 2013 and 2014.
Yeah, going for vets like Darren Williams and Gerald Wallace, Paul Pierce, and, of course, KG. But unfortunately, all past their primes. That team only able to get to the second round, and boy, what a heavy price to pay for so little success in the postseason.
Okafor with the ball. Now guarded by Noel. Pulls it up. That's tipped. It's stolen by Barea. Fast break Dallas. All alone. A huge slam. The perfect end of the fast break.
And a good example there of why it's important to change ends quickly.
Well, that's how you attack in transition. Remarkable effort, getting as high percentage a look as you can really get.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Nice shot by Smith.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Here's the screen. It's stolen by Smith. Oh, and here comes Smith, all alone. Oh, and the dunk by Smith.
Yeah, you gotta love seeing the young fella dunk that one home. Smith likes to show off that incredible vertical.
Pass to LeVert. Here's Hollis Jefferson. He's covered by Noel. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Smith drives in. Good for another basket. He's put up 10 shots and made 7 of them.
Well, he's kept them in balance tonight. This guy's shooting has put them in front.
Russell passes to LeVert. Doubled by Smith. There's the dish to Okafor. Passes it to LeVert. Nets passing it around. There's Russell with the 3. It's good from long range. Russell's got 9.
Yeah, that's 2 straight 3-pointers they've allowed. This is ridiculous. Can you remember the last time they missed?
I really can't. They're on fire. Seems like they cannot miss.
And they double up Russell. Here's LeVert. The 3-pointer, no good. Here's Dallas. They're on a 14-3 run right now. And the basket good by Mejri.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Brooklyn's gone 2 of 4 from 3-point range so far in the second quarter. Knocked away. Mejri with the steal. Here's Smith, and the dunk by Smith.
I tell you what, Smith's also a solid defender. Phenomenal at using those quick hands to just pry that ball away.
To the paint. Here's Okafor. Another shot, and that's 2 points on the layup.
I'll tell you, this guy does some tough work on the glass. Battles as hard as anybody for those second chance opportunities.
Nice shot by McDermott.
Well, McDermott is working on that interior game because he has size and touch.
Pass to Hollis Jefferson. All sorts of time. Good, and the assist goes to Russell. Russell's got assist number 7 for him tonight. McDermott kicks to Barea. Back to McDermott. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
LeVert the pass to Russell. Down low and stolen by Noel. Here's McDermott. Lays it up off the glass. He's got 6.
Yeah, you got to appreciate the mindset of Smith. Solid at running the offense and finding his teammates who are open.
Russell kicks to Harris. Okafor with the screen on Barea. Harris drives in. LeVert the pass to Hollis Jefferson. Five on the clock. And Harris wide open. He shoots a 3-pointer off the mark. It's been all Mavericks.
And when you look at Dennis Smith Jr., you aren't blown away by the physicality at first, but he's incredibly gifted for a player his size. Great speed and quickness to blow by defenders.
I'll tell you, his inconsistency not helping their cause at all.
And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up.
I think I like the skill set of Doug McDermott. He's a phenomenal shooter, and he's got tremendous range.
Doris, you went from the basketball court right to the broadcasting booth. Having seen the game now from an analyst perspective, what might you go back and tell Doris the player?
Yeah, I'd probably tell myself to throw myself completely into the vibe of the team, to never, even if I were struggling as a basketball player, to turn inward. I would always say turn outward to your teammates and invest in what's going on with the group, and then that seems to make everything fall into place.
And mentally, too, I think you've got to prepare and focus like you would as a player when you are broadcasting.
No question about it.
And you wonder about the future direction of the Mavs. I had heard their European scouts were very keen on a young, unknown prospect back in 2013 by the name of Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Wow, what might have been, Kev. Giannis could have been their Kawhi Leonard to build around. Instead, the Mavs traded back in the draft to free up cap space, a definite do-over if such a thing ever existed.
They set the screen. McDermott with a steal. And it's the Mavericks on the break. Here's Barea. And that's good. A nice job in the glass as they pick up 2 on the second effort.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
Knocked loose. It's stolen by Barea. And that one, good. Barea's got his second bucket of the game to go.
And where would these guys be without all the easy points off these turnovers?
Dinwiddie dishes to Crab. Poked away. Shot clock at 6. He dishes it to Dinwiddie. He's looking for Okafor and finds him. And the shot goes in.
And not everyone can shoot this well at his size.
Yeah, there's no question about it. Guys with size don't necessarily translate into great shooters, but boy, does he show great confidence knocking that down.
And Stauskas has it in the corner. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Stauskas has got his first 3 points of the game.
Well, a lack of effort defensively, and he gets a very good look from deep.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
Here's Okafor. He's coming off a 10-point game against the 76ers in Philadelphia.
Yeah, but I like how he defended as well. He got a couple blocks in that game and just an all-around great effort. And guys, give them credit. I mean, they've taken advantage of the turnovers in the open floor.
The Nets have gone 6 of 12 in the second quarter, right at the 50% mark from the field. And here we go, Mavericks running again. Here's Nowitzki, and Nowitzki with the stuff.
At 7 feet tall, Nowitzki needs just a touch of space for the dunk. Really like to see him finish it strong.
Brooklyn's gone for the three-pointer 7 times here in the second and been successful 3 times. To the inside, Okafor. Powell pulls it in. Powell's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Here's McDermott. That's good, and it's his 4th basket of the game. He's a strong 4 for 6.
Well, we know that Doug McDermott will run the floor hard in transition, trying to get himself into position to finish.
Looking to end the run. Here's Okafor. He doesn't hit that one. Some solid D from Nowitzki. Rebound, Brooklyn. Hollis Jefferson's got his 3rd rebound on the night. And here's Stauskas from the arc. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Stauskas has got 6 in the quarter.
And they're hitting the long-range shots that they were missing in the first quarter, but still have ground to make up.
And Rondé Hollis Jefferson able to defend 1 through 4. Doris, where do you think he's most effective as a defender?
Well, Kevin, with his length and his quickness, he can really bother guards that are smaller than he is, which most often is going to be the case.
And that one falls for Nowitzki.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
Some changes for Brooklyn. Allen comes in for Okafor. And Damari Carroll subbed in for Hollis Jefferson. Harrison Barnes, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Both free throws good from Nowitzki. And Doris, if you talk about the challenge for the Nets coaching staff, how do you establish a culture of winning on a team that's going to lose on most nights?
You know what, Kevin, it's all about winning habits, and that means the daily work that you put in every single day. There's an ethic that's conducive to winning that's built slowly over time. The only way he doesn't finish is if the defense gets in his face. Nice job.
And that one's good, Barnes. Barnes has got 24.
How about that? Barnes in attack mode, big-time power move through traffic.
And Barnes comes to help. Out of bounds, Dallas takes possession. Now a chance, guys, to examine the rebounding numbers over the past months for Carroll.
And those are some numbers that he can't be happy about. His rebounding totals have taken a dip over the past few months. He's got to get back to giving the kind of effort on the boards we were seeing from him earlier.
Mavericks shooting has been sensational, 75% for the game. Here's Barnes. Carroll with the rebound. Brooklyn's gotten fond of that three-point shot here in the second quarter. 4 of 9. Here's Crabb. They get it back. Rejected by Nowitzki.
Just great anticipation from Dirk, playing his cards right on the defensive end, comes through with the rejection.
Wasted no time on that one. Nowitzki's got 18 points.
As hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan is simple, folks. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
Poked away. Here's Dinwiddie, guarded by Barea. Now Crabb. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game.
Boy, he hasn't given them much of anything tonight. He's got to look for his own shot a little less and keep the ball moving.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
Well, really good awareness by the scorer. You're seeing an opening in the defense and exploiting it beautifully.
Here's Barnes, and the dunk by Barnes.
Boy, that's another basket for Barnes. How about this aggressiveness tonight, earning every penny of that max steal?
And for Brooklyn, they're shooting 33% in the second quarter. The offense has looked crossed up and confused at times.
I tell you, he's playing the game with pure excitement right now.
He capped off that dunk with some serious hang time on the rim. Here's Nowitzki, second chance shot. Excellent D there from Allen.
Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
Well, if he wasn't there, that shot's going in. Love the effort on the defensive end.
And it's denied.
Powell is exceptional at timing for blocks, rises up and sends it back.
Nowitzki's shot is no good. The Nets shooting 41% for the game. And Stauskas has it in the corner. Off target from outside. Here's Dallas. They're on an 18-5 run here. Here's Barnes. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. Barnes has got 8 here in the quarter.
You know, guys, fast break points right now in their favor, and they're really pushing the tempo. They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
And the Nets miss again.
Boy, for a capable three-point shooter, that's one he expects to make.
Second shot opportunity, and the shot is good from Nowitzki. Nowitzki's got 20 points.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
They double him with Nowitzki. And Dirk Nowitzki gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
Substitution for Mavericks.
16 seconds left here in the second. Dinwiddie with the bucket. Smith up top. 16 points for him. Nowitzki. It's good. The assist that time from Smith. Smith's got 10 assists here tonight. So active. It's taken away by Smith. With 1 on the clock. And right as the buzzer sounded, he just dunked it right down. Wow!
And great move there to ensure they end the quarter on a strong note.
And so it's Dallas, able to put on a show for the ages. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. And don't go away. We'll be right back.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. So far, a pretty lopsided game, but still one half to play. I'm Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Harrison Barnes led the way in the first half. He had 30 points and 1 rebound. The first 2 quarters went very well for him. And Kenny, what are your thoughts on how Dallas played?
I love how they opened the game up. They pushed the ball up court at every opportunity, and they put the defense on their heels. But it wasn't just a track meet. It was a well-thought-out strategy that the coaches had way beforehand. We'll see what adjustments get made to try to stop their transition game in the second half.
And over to the big fella, your thoughts on the Nets.
Well, their sloppy play really surprised me, especially the turnovers. No matter who they had out there, they never seemed to be on the same page. Their only hope is to make every possession count, and that means taking care of the ball.
And that's all we can do for now. As the second half begins, we get you back to Kevin Harlan.
Welcome back as we get a beautiful aerial view of the Williamsburg Bridge connecting Manhattan and Brooklyn. Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. And you know, Harrison Barnes has really been making it happen, guys.
And they haven't needed a lot of shots to get their points. Just tremendous efficiency here in the first half.
I think you can look to specifically the patience and the shot creation. Really solid effort.
Brooklyn with the ball. On the floor for Dallas. Barnes at the 3 with Dirk at the 4. Smith is out there with Farrell, and it's Powell in at the 5. Russell kicks to Dinwiddie. Back to Russell. Just 4 to shoot. But they'll get another chance. Grab the pass to Dinwiddie. The feed to Carroll. The second chance effort. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. Carroll's got the first points to start out the third quarter for the Nets. And the dunk by Powell.
If Powell's on the court, he's a threat to dunk it. Incredible athleticism.
Dinwiddie kicks to Carroll. And they double up Russell. Now here's Cram. D right on him. Carroll for 3. Barnes grabs the miss. The Mavericks shooting just phenomenal here tonight. 73% from the field. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Farrell's got 6 points.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
And stolen by Barnes. Shoots from 8. Brooklyn with the rebound. Next up on the schedule, the Grizzlies. That'll be a home game. They'll find themselves in the middle of this string of 3 straight at home. Dinwiddie kicks to Russell, and they double up Russell. Crabbe, that's for 2. And again, it's the Nets missing.
And that's really a function of the offense not working as it should.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's not how you capitalize on the offensive end. You simply have to be more patient.
The Nets have gotten just one of their first 4 shots to fall since coming out of the locker room at the break.
Well, we all know that Mavs head coach Rick Carlisle is considered one of the best in the NBA in terms of his ability to X and O. He is outstanding at maximizing his players' strengths and putting them in positions to succeed.
Russell with a wide open look. And the Nets miss again.
I'll tell you, his touch has been off all day, and now his judgment is starting to go by the wayside as well. That's a poor shot.
And Carlisle last season selected by general managers as the coach who makes the best in-game adjustments in the league.
Well, think about this. He came in second to Greg Popovich in voting for best coach in the league overall. Everyone understands that in terms of X and O ability, Rick Carlisle is at the very top of the list. You will not find very often a more complete package in that position than Rick Carlisle.
And he knocks down the first one. Once in a while, we talk about the makeup of a good teammate. But, Doris, what are some ominous signs that a player might be in it for more himself as opposed to team?
Well, I think anytime you see someone who's not committed to practicing at the important times, somebody whose availability might be in question, who might let a slight, I don't want to say injury, but a nick or a bump or a bruise, limit their availability, that's obviously a difficult thing.
Sure.
And, the other part is, Kevin, the players that I think have the most success are those that can be as joyous about their teammates' success as they are about their own. That's something that strikes me about the Golden State Warriors. It's a group invested in the group's success, and you see that both monetarily in terms of what some players are willing to give up, and you also see that basketball, someone like a Klay Thompson who has to be effective in fewer shots with the addition of Kevin Durant.
Good breakdown. And that one's good. Barnes has got 32 points in the game.
That's just terrific job by Barnes. In full attack mode, dominating that area of the paint. Go to work, Harrison.
And Barnes comes to help. Got a piece of it. They're having trouble stopping this run.
And the more trips they continue to come up empty, the more the pressure builds on them.
Crab, no good. The Mavericks have gone 3 of 6 in the third quarter, 50% from the field. Shoots from 14. Here's Powell, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Powell's got 4 points this quarter.
I'll tell you, Kevin, you have to love the intensity that Powell plays with on the glass, using that long body to track down those offensive boards.
Allen dishes to Crab. And the rebound goes to Nowitzki. Nowitzki's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. Offensive rebound. Farrell uses the glass to finish the layup. Farrell's got 10 points.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Crab, good.
The D just sagged off just enough and no hesitation on his part.
That's good from Barnes on the assist by Nowitzki. Nowitzki's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Brooklyn's gotten 1 of 6 three-pointers to drop since coming out of the locker room at halftime. Here's Farrell. The shot from the low post is good. He's got 12. They've been a little too casual with the ball out there.
Yeah, but you can't force that square peg into the round hole. Oftentimes, you just got to make that first simple pass and get a rhythm from that. No clue how he got that one to fall.
Brooklyn shooting their 4th attempt at the free throw line right here.
And as a unit, they're shooting 78% from the line. That's a solid number to work with on the season.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Okafor is checked in for Allen. Rondé Hollis-Jefferson comes in for Damari Carroll. Harris is checked in for Allen Crabbe. And it's LeVert in for D'Angelo Russell.
One shot, find the lanes.
Boy, when you consider the last 2 decades of winning in the Dirk Nowitzki era that was capped off with the 2011 championship, one where they were the underdog, it really was an incredible run of success.
Here's Dinwiddie, covered by Smith. It's stolen by Smith. Add another basket to his impressive total. It's his 9th against 12 attempts.
And Smith turns on the Jets when he's running in transition. I just love the overall aggressive nature of his game.
And the replay is courtesy of Under Armour. Unleash chaos. It was a great sequence from the steal all the way to the finish at the other end. For 3, Harris. Mavericks with the rebound. Noel's got 6 rebounds now in the game. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2. And for the Mavericks, clearly the rebuild, Greg, has begun.
Yeah, but they made good use of their picks. They brought in more youth and signed their building blocks. Franchise isn't used to rebuilding, but they are approaching it, I think, the right way.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
First free throw is good.
And how about the confidence that Smith plays the game with? He knows he's not the biggest guy out there, but that doesn't stop him from being the most aggressive.
He's off on the second. Doris, you've interviewed so many great players and coaches. What are some of the key personality traits that stars seem to share?
Yeah, I would say it's probably like somebody who's either a lawyer or a doctor, right? They're always A-type personalities. They're competitive. They're perfectionists. They have great capacity for work. I don't think you make it to the NBA unless you're incredibly committed.
Well said.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Dinwiddie passes to Hollis-Jefferson. He's looking for Okafor and finds him. And a look here at the shot chart for Dallas.
And really what jumps out to me about this shot chart is just how aggressive he's been when on the floor. I mean, he's doing everything he can to get as close to the hoop as possible before putting up that shot, and it's worked out in a big way for him and his team.
The first one falls. No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2.
But how about Salah Mejri, the first ever player from the NBA out of Tunisia? 7'2" shot blocker with extensive playing experience overseas.
Here's Dinwiddie, covered by Smith. Here's Okafor. That one falls, coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Dinwiddie's got 9 assists in the game. Great passing. 14 feet away. That shot off. And it's the Nets taking it the other way. And speaking of Mejri's international experience, he was a 29-year-old rookie in 2015.
Right, Mejri is a guy, it took him a while to make his way to the NBA, but he has shown he belongs. The guy's pretty mobile for his size, a really solid rebounder, good rim runner off the pick and roll. Lot to like about him.
Nets shooting a pretty brutal 29% since the break. Dinwiddie passes to Hollis Jefferson. And the foul called on Nerlens Noel. That's his first foul. J.J. Barea is checked in for Smith. Okafor with a screen on Barea. Dinwiddie kicks to Okafor. Got a piece of it. And it's the Mavericks on the break. Barea with the ball. Farrell gets the bucket.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
Feeds to Dinwiddie. Okafor with a screen on Barea. And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there.
And looking at some numbers for Barea, how his last 10 games have gone. He's right around 13 points a night, 7 assists, and 2 rebounds. And with his great passing, he's been a catalyst for their offense, often seeing plays even before they materialize.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. Great anticipation, excellent peripheral vision. His talents are really shining through.
Dinwiddie dishes to Okafor. Nets passing it around. Good work there as it goes. Hollis Jefferson's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Well, I'll tell you, excellent job from Hollis Jefferson. This guy's so skilled at getting terrific position down low.
The Nets shooting 39% from the floor. Not their best. Dinwiddie. And it's off the back rim. No good.
Well, yeah, I mean, you want to give your offense a chance, and that possession didn't do it.
Not at all, Greg. I mean, no reason for him to be taking these kinds of shots. He has only himself to blame.
The Nets making a switch here. Stauskas is checked in. Here's Noel. Nice teamwork to set up the pick play and make the space for the J.
Well, how nice is it to watch Noel get going on the offensive end? He's finding his spots quickly.
To the middle. Here's Harris. Got a piece of it. Inside. And another basket for Dallas.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
And turnovers have been the issue for him.
You can see the coaches have gotten into him a little bit about this. They've got to do a better job of taking care of the ball.
And again, no good by Brooklyn. Here's Noel. Here's Farrell. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. And Yogi Ferrell, undrafted out of Indiana, parlayed a Strong 10-day performance contract with the Mavericks last season into a 2-year deal.
And how about in his first game with the Mavs, he starts and leads them to their first victory in San Antonio since 2011. And what does he do for an encore? Just drop 32 on Portland, including a rookie record 9 threes.
Gentlemen,
That's what you call doing work.
2 shots.
And he makes the first. And he makes both free throws. It's the Nets now. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Don't you love how LeVert looks for his guys? Totally unselfish, does whatever it takes to get the win.
Here's Mejri. Tries again. Farrell gets the bucket. Farrell's got 21 in the game.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash-mouth, physical basketball, guys.
They get a hand on it. Kicks to Okafor. Shoots over Mejri. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. As the season has progressed, these players have heated up from beyond the arc, the best three-point shooters since the All-Star break. Number 1, Doug McDermott.
And instead of wearing down as the season's progressed, his legs really seem to have gotten stronger, and so has his three-point shooting.
Free throw good, Okafor. Both good from the line that time.
And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break.
The Nets shooting not looking too good out there in the second half, right around 32%. Hollis Jefferson, good. Hollis Jefferson's got 4 this quarter.
And this is why you work the ball inside, right? To get the easiest shot possible. That's simply not aggressive enough. Needs to show grit and determination, and didn't on that one.
Yep, it counts.
Boy, the assist just put on time and on target. Easy shot opportunity.
Here's McDermott. Makes that one his 6th of the night, shooting a very healthy 6 for 9.
Yeah, no question who's been the aggressor on the offensive glass.
To the middle, here's Harris. Great pass to set up the lay-in. Harris has got his first points of the night.
Oh, and look at how well he led him in there. Really, he passed him open for that deuce.
And the Nets shooting around 41% on the night. Rob. And here we go. Fast break. Barea's got it. That's tipped.
Wow, fantastic to see Hollis Jefferson hit it twice on the pipes. Extends out and sends it back. I'll tell you, this guy will not stop pouring it on. It doesn't matter what approach they've tried to use against him. He has had an answer for everything.
Goes back up. Mejri with the rebound. Mejri's got his 5th rebound in this one. Here's Noel. Some solid defense from Harris.
Boy, a little too casual on the layup. Temporary loss of focus, not good.
And here's Stauskas from the arc. Second chance shot. Here's LeVert. Takes a big high bounce and goes in. LeVert's got his 2nd basket of the night.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
How about that show of strength from Nerlens Noel? No fear in how he attacks the defense on these shots.
There's 25 seconds left to play in the 3rd. Here's LeVert. He has 5. And stolen by Noel. And slam dunk by Noel.
It's no surprise Noel has a slender build, but boy, he can power through these shots. Really good at hitting those difficult ones.
Stauskas, the pass to Levert. Off target from three-point range. And so it's the Dallas Mavericks, able to put on a show for the ages. They've been playing some ferocious defense. We come back right after this. Rick Carlisle had some words for his team. Let's hear what he had to say.
Hey, defense, great job. Talking, helping, terrific, all right? Stay with it.
And Rick Carlisle moments ago amped up about their defensive effort, just telling them to stay the course.
And there is nothing a coach likes more than when all 5 guys are sacrificing to get stops.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. Cunningham is out there with Quincy Ace. Then there's Harris. And it's Stauskas in a shooting guard. So that's the Nets 5. It's Cunningham with the rebound.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
Now the Mavericks moving it up.
Oh, goodness gracious.
How about that finish?
Oof, wow.
And for Brooklyn, they're shooting 39% from the floor. Not their best. And All-Star Week, a fan favorite certainly, Doris. We all love it as broadcasters, as fans. But are there any changes you'd like to make in any event or the weekend overall?
Well, I think one thing that would be fascinating to me is to see the best players, for instance, the Klay Thompsons, the Steph Currys, those people, the best shooters in the league, participate in that particular three-point contest. Think back to Larry Bird when he walked in the locker room and said, who's coming in second tonight? Like, those are great. We can't get enough of our stars. I'd like to see the stars have to participate in at least one event, Kev.
Good thoughts. And they pick up 2.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
The Nets working the ball around now. There's the triple. But they recover it.
The momentum continues to go their way. Pretty much the story of the game.
And there's the call on measure. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Smith checked in for the Mavericks. Dallas calls timeout.
And guys, you know you never run out of things that you can improve upon.
I think, Greg, it's important to keep that hunger, right? You're always striving to get better and to change things up.
So it's Brooklyn now. 2nd minute off the clock now in the 4th. Cunningham. And again, no good by Brooklyn. The Mavericks have gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the 4th quarter. Here's Smith. Here's Mejri. The rebound by the Nets. Here's Stauskas. The shot, no good. 4th quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart
with their passing.
Brooklyn's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Doors with the players being so athletic and the plays happening so incredibly fast, the league is looking at maybe 4 or 5 officials. Would that just be more whistles or better officiating?
I'm glad you're chuckling about this because I don't know how the geometry of this works.
Thank you.
As it is, sometimes the size of the players seems to swallow up dimensions of the floor. Kevin, one of the things that Steve Kerr once said to me was, we are trying to make officiating a science when in fact officiating is an art, and sometimes mistakes is part of the human dynamic. Can we leave the officials alone, please?
And I think if they're over 90% correct, which is I think even low in terms of success in them calling a game, that is phenomenal. And the analytics, as you know, Doris, coming from the league office, is off the charts. They've never been more detail-oriented. Correct.
The NBA officials are the best in the world. Are they perfect? No. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. Let's just play on.
Here's AC. It's rebounded by Dallas. Measury's got his 8th rebound here tonight. Down low. And that's out of bounds. Dallas will retain possession. Allen's checked in for Harris. Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation.
He had played mistake-free basketball until that one, his first turnover of the night.
Brooklyn's gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. Poked away. Here's Motley. That ball is good for another field goal, his 6th. He is 6 for 9 on the stat sheet.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Stauskas kicks to Allen. He feeds it to Cunningham. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
I'll tell you, somebody fell asleep because the defense was not paying any attention to him. That's a huge blunder. Gets it to very close range, but there was no way the defense going to back off and give him that layup.
Here's Stauskas. Here's Motley, and it's thrown down hard with both hands.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Fantastic anticipation. Then he shows major explosiveness converting at the other end.
From 6 feet, and the Mavericks getting another bucket right there.
And he's showing signs now of life after going scoreless through the half.
Brooklyn's gone 2 of 5 on 3-point shots since the end of the third quarter. Stauskas, the pass to Whitehead, out of bounds. Dallas takes possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Barnes is checked in. For Dallas, they've gone 8 of 14 from the floor here in the fourth quarter. Oh! And he bangs it home with one hand.
Always positive when you are a willing passer, and that is the case for Smith. Terrific at sharing with his teammates.
Down low, and the dunk by AC.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
And really the story of the half, one team shooting it lights out, the other, the lights are just out.
Yeah, that's right. You said it. They don't find a way to switch it back on. They're in trouble.
Here's Cunningham, and the Nets another 3.
Yeah, the D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been from beyond. And you just got to love the way he moved the ball. Very unselfish.
I tell you, he's looking to set up his guys as much as possible, and you can tell his teammates really appreciate it.
Here's AC, and it falls over the rim and in.
Boy, that's just great passing out of the double team. They had him bottled up, but he manages to create an easy basket out of all that pressure.
And it's Smith missing. Brooklyn's gotten 3 of their 6 3-pointers to fall here in the fourth. Cunningham passes to Whitehead. And it's off from three-point range. The Mavericks shooting it as well as you're going to see, 67%. Here's Barnes. Drops it in from 11 feet. Barnes has got 36.
I'll tell you, that's the lift that Barnes gets on that jump shot. Really difficult to contest that.
Allen outside to the inside. AC, and he uses the glass on the layup.
Boy, nice feed. Leading him into some space. A nice catch on the run, too. Wow.
Here's Mejri. The shot comes out. Excellent D there from Allen. From deep, Cunningham's shot is off.
Well, there's no consistency from the field in this quarter. We'll see if he can get his shot going.
And Doris, not a lot of assists for Harrison Barnes throughout his career. For you, is that a concern?
Not really, Kev, because his job with this team is to score the basketball. The other thing you like, this is a guy who keeps his turnovers low. Doesn't like to freelance and do too much.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. So there's a new procedure for choosing starters in the All-Star game, Doris. Fans account for 50% of the vote, as you know. Players, 25%. Media, 25%. What do you think of that?
I love that the fans have a vote. I would like to see the percentages changed in this way. I would like players, the peers, to have 50% weight. Give the media and fans 25% each. So just swap it so that the peers are dictating the outcome of the All-Star.
Or even if you just had maybe 2 players from each team, guys with some respect and some nice perspective to fill that role you're talking about.
That's a great point. You pick your leaders from your group and they cast the vote. Perfect.
And that one's drained from the low block. Barnes has got 40 points.
Strong work for him at the offensive end, helping them to maintain that lead.
Okafor with the screen on Barnes. Here's Whitehead. The three-pointer, no good. Whitehead's gone 1 of 3 on the night. Here's Barnes. And that one comes up a bit short. The Nets have gone 8 of 16 from the field in the fourth, exactly 50%. Dishes it to AC. Here's Cunningham. And again, it's the Nets missing.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
And that one's good, Barnes.
What a gorgeous move by Barnes. I'll tell you, you play him to just rise up and shoot, but he can also put it on the deck.
And it's Harrison Barnes with the foul. That's his first foul. Harris is checked in for Brooklyn. Okafor with the ball. From 20 feet out, it's rebounded by Motley. Motley's got his 3rd rebound tonight. And it's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here.
Mavericks ball.
The kick out to Barnes. Over Harris. Barnes can't get it to go.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
And it's Harrison Barnes with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Doris, some people are pushing for Holcomb Rucker to be inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame. What do you think are the chances of that happening?
You know, I think contributions to the game take many shapes and forms, Kevin, and obviously Rucker Park is one of the most identifiable places in the history of the game. If you're a city basketball player, you know Rucker Park. You tried to prove your bona fides there. So if the committee believes Mr. Rucker is worthy, I am all for it.
AC misses. Mavericks shooting in the fourth quarter has been efficient at 56%. Barnes can't get it to go. And for Brooklyn, they're shooting not great, 40% for the game. And here's Harris from the arc. Good on the three-point shot. Harris has got 6 in the quarter.
And every set they're running looks like it's designed to produce a triple.
Well, you love how the ball is popping outside on the perimeter. It's being moved and finding the open man, and they're cashing in.
he just punishes you on the backboard. I mean, it's pretty deflating for a team trailing big and still giving up second chance opportunities.
You know, I think he senses a team on the ropes, and he's looking to put them away. That killer instinct is shining through once again.
Clearly a foul.
That's his first personal foul. Shooting for Brooklyn, Nick Justice. Taking 2 shots.
First free throw is good. And Doris, regarding league expansion with the popularity of international basketball, you think there'll ever be a team added to the NBA that is not located in North America?
You know, this is a fascinating supposition because the game is so popular in China. The game is increasingly popular in any number of non-NBA cities in Europe, Kev. I just wonder about the logistics of it. We talk all the time about the difficulty of the travel schedule and the games in a certain number of nights. If you're incorporating overseas travel, it just seems to me that that's going to be a tough jigsaw to work out.
It could be. If you're playing on the East Coast and play in a London or a Paris, those flights probably don't measure much over 7 hours. But I get your point, and that, you know, all leagues are looking at this now very closely.
This is something the league is looking hard at. It'll be curious to see what occurs from it.
I think one of the things, too, is do we need to influence overseas markets now to find new revenues? I think that's something that all the leagues are looking at. And so it's Brooklyn with it. There's the screen.
I like Barnes' toughness defensively, boy. You can tell this guy really cares, and he's willing to get his hands dirty.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Mavericks.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And you can mark this one down in the W column. It'll mark their 23rd of the season.
No doubt they came in very motivated to win this one and finish the season series at a game apiece.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Smith.
Well, I think his contribution clearly came at the... Wow.
I'll tell you, when you're the visiting team, it can be hard to maintain focus, but not tonight.
No, I think that they've been locked in during this game. They didn't let the opposing crowd get to them at all. This has been pure domination.
Now the pass to Stauskas. That 3 off the mark. Dallas with the ball. They're on a 12-4 run. Harrison Barnes again. Barnes has got 46 points.
And saving their best for last. Tremendous run here to seal the win.
You know, this is exactly how you put teams away. Late game execution leads to a tremendous win.
Time
And
out.
the Mavericks call time here. They're up. 16 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. What's your take, guys?
You know, this is a timeout maybe just so they can pat each other on the back because no other reason to call it.
You know, I think it's an opportunity just for the coach to see some execution. Finish this thing out the right way.
And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Dennis Smith.
As the ringleader of their offense, He has been on his game tonight, spreading the ball around, keeping everyone involved, making sure the offense never gets bogged down. He's just giving them just what they needed at that point guard position.
He's been their pulse tonight, the player who's guided them to the win, and it's a win they needed coming off a loss in their last one. Down low, here's AC, and finished off by AC.
Well, not exactly one of those big, burly power forwards, right? He depends on his leaping ability more than those guys, and it serves him just fine, Kev. Listen, he's streaky, but if he gets hot, you've got to run people at him. Anything you can do to disrupt his rhythm.
So we see the Mavericks taking the win here. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.